If there'd been a scholarship for Inauthenticity University, they'd have read my submission and sent me to the front of the line. If there'd been an Olympic medal for inauthenticity, I would have won it. If being inauthentic means being fake, false, dishonest, disingenuous, or more accurately, completely out of touch with who you are, to the point where you act and behave in ways that have zero to do with your true and honest self, then at that time you could have stuck a badge of honour on me declaring inauthentic in bold letters. And yet, today, I'm an authenticity coach. I get paid, to teach people how to come back to their true selves. A gig I've been doing since 2015 and grow more in love with doing each and every day. From humble beginnings, like having 0 followers and no idea how this was ever going to happen, kind of humble, my community has grown into the tens of thousands, with hundreds each time participating in my Zero Fucks dance parties and my online and in-person talks and programs. If you'd had ever told little Kat that she'd be teaching people around the world how to reclaim their authentic selves, to love themselves and others wholly, and to start living a life filled with deeper meaning and purpose, she would not have known what the hell you were talking about. So how on earth did I end up here? Back then, I didn't know I was acting inauthentic. I thought that's just how I was, who I was. As a result, I was a gigantic people pleaser, a burn the candle at both ends, don't need nobody, I can go it alone kind of gal. A chameleon. An anxious attacher. I can't think or decide for myself, go with the flow person who flowed into places and spaces that were not so great for me. And yet, despite doing all this hard work of trying to be all the things I thought would make people like me more, which should have in turn helped me like me more, I hated myself. My self-esteem and self-worth were well below 0, 10 feet underground. I was seeking to feel good through being someone I thought the world would like better. As you'll hear in this book, from the age of 6, I lived through some seriously gnarly moments, each one shoving me to a worse place than the last, until one day I was finally shaken awake. From then on, I began some intensive inner work, absorbing the teachings of scientific and spiritual gurus and applying them to my own experience. Over a decade, bit by bit, I finally unearthed, released, and embraced the real Kat who'd been hiding away all that time. And now, I help others do that too. I think we all reach this point at some stage, some more intensely than others. In a vulnerable moment, we see ourselves, catch ourselves in the mirror, and momentarily see through who we're pretending to be, not understanding why we're behaving this way and wishing it were different, but with no clue how to change things. In that brief glimpse, you understand that change is coming, destined to make its way through you and your life like a mini or major tornado. But nothing quite prepares you for the journey ahead, a journey that will push you to the edge and force you to become only who you truly are. It's an almighty journey and a tough one at that, but one that will ultimately bring you home to your authentic self. If this is a journey you are willing to take, then you've come to the right place. For some reason, you've picked up this book. Something, somewhere deep inside of you, has nudged or even shoved you to take this step. Maybe it's your first step. Maybe you're taking the step again. Either way, deep within is the real you, the one waiting to get out and be seen in daylight, not as someone who exists for others, but as someone who lives for themselves, on their terms, in their way, living their truth. Not the I'm going to live however I want with 0 regard for others, or the planet, or animals, or other people's feelings kind. And not the this is my life on my terms with a shit ton of attitude and deep-seated anger kind either. No, this is the considered life, rooted in heart and in what's right, good, and true. I hope